Prince Harry authorized the release of a damaging piece of news. And can you imagine what that attack has done for me, on me, and the 540 individuals in the Sentebale organizations and their family? It was me who was the problem because I put a whistleblower complaint about the bullying, the harassment, and the misogyny, and Prince Harry interfered in the investigation of that. So it's a cover-up, and the prince is involved.
Wow. Well, Sophie Chanduka says she's reported Sentebale's trustees to the authorities and has blown the whistle on issues including abuse of power, bullying, sexism and racism. This is, of course, ironically, the exact same charge sheet presented by Harry and Meghan against the royal family, the media and anybody else who's ever dared to challenge them over the last 5 years. Harry is further accused of planting negative press stories to smear Dr. Chanduka, a claim he notoriously levelled without evidence against his family. The Sussexes have long weaponised victim culture and the self-certification of suffering to trash their enemies and advance their brand. They've now, rather delightfully, been snared in their own trap. You might think hoisted by their own petard. And after the dismal performance of both Harry's Netflix Polo series and Meghan's god-awful Netflix lifestyle series, can we finally now declare that brand Sussex may have kicked the bucket? Well, joining me now is the author of The Psychosis of Whiteness, Professor Kehinde Andrews, the Daily Mail columnist, soon to be joining Meghan Kelly at MK Media, Maureen Callaghan, and the lawyer and uncensored contributor Paula Roan-Adrian. Welcome to all of you. Right, Maureen, you've been off the long run on this one. But it is ironic, isn't it, that here you have Harry and Meghan who've been dishing out all the same allegations about absolutely everybody, from their own family to the media to any critic that's ever dared to take them on, that now they themselves have been accused of exactly the same stuff.
Here's what is so karmically delicious and deserved about this, is that it is a Black woman leveling these accusations. These two can no longer hide behind the race card. They can no longer hide behind the misogyny card. They have a woman who feels completely emboldened by what would seem to be facts from her point of view to say these things, not to People or Us Weekly, but to the Financial Times, to Sky News, against a couple that is highly litigious. This will not end well for Harry and Meghan.
Yeah, I mean, Paula, all women should be believed, so presumably you believe this lady, do you?
I'm not sure where you got the quote that all women should be believed from. It's not a quote that I'm familiar with. Certainly.
Well, that was the narrative. Well, hang on, that was the narrative from the Me Too campaigns, wasn't it? Was that you had to believe women when they make allegations. What's interesting here is that they've been instantly dismissed by Prince Harry, and he would have been the first person, along with his wife, to say you've got to believe the victims.
Certainly, it's appropriate to have a compassionate ear when somebody comes to you and says, look, I am surviving bullying and harassment in the workplace, or I am surviving bullying and racism and in my home. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. And of course, what surprises me about these allegations is that they are now being litigated on the news by journalists, by reporters, instead of calmly being referenced in an appropriate statement, and letting the litigation
on primetime TV, maybe,
and allowing the litigation to continue, because I understand that
Paula,
this currently is in litigation at the moment.
It's lovely to see you back on Uncensored. Paula, how can you say that with a straight face? This is a couple, Harry and Meghan, who didn't do any of what you've just suggested. They went on Oprah Winfrey and absolutely blasted their families as a bunch of racist, callous
That wasn't
freaks.
in litigation,
no, but the point is they're being treated the same way they've treated everybody else. It's the ultimate delicious irony.
The point is it wasn't in litigation. And I appreciate that what you are doing is licking your lips at the idea that somehow Harry and Meghan are going to feel even more pain. But that isn't the appropriate approach. What we have here is the sad dismantling of a charity that has done magnificent work for 19 years. And we now have allegations being touted and flouted, as I said, in the press. Wholly inappropriate, totally vulgar, quite frankly. And what we need to be doing, actually, is focusing on those poor children who seem to be left in abeyance.
Paula, with respect, I don't remember you saying that it was totally inappropriate and vulgar when Meghan Markle sprayed the same stuff about the royal family to Oprah.
I'm not sure that spraying is the correct terminology to use there.
What you did?
What happened was they told their story, which they are entitled to do.
So why is there a difference between what Sophie Chanduka is doing?
The difference is very simple. One is currently in litigation, Piers, and one was never considered to be appropriate for litigation.
What happens when the very people who claim to fight injustice suddenly turn into the very forces of oppression? When the loudest critics of so-called cancel culture attempt to cancel a man who has dedicated his life to philanthropy? And when the British media, so eager to paint Prince Harry and Meghan Markle as villains, once again seizes on controversy without a shred of objectivity? Today we unravel the latest media circus surrounding Prince Harry's resignation from Sentebale. The charity he co-founded in honour of his late mother, Princess Diana, has now become the battleground for yet another coordinated smear campaign. And once again, Piers Morgan and his ilk are leading the charge, twisting narratives and fabricating outrage to fit their vendetta against the Sussexes. But here's the question no one seems to be asking. Is this yet another case of weaponising identity to take down Harry and Meghan? Let's get into it. Piers Morgan, the controversial British commentator, has once again launched a scathing attack on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. This time, he accuses Harry of abandoning his charitable commitments. Morgan's accusations are not only unfounded, but also reek of hypocrisy. His relentless pursuit of the Sussexes has become an obsession, revealing a deeper issue within certain segments of the British media. This pattern involves scrutinising, misrepresenting, and often vilifying Harry and Meghan. Why? Perhaps it's because they dared to challenge the status quo. Whatever the reason, Morgan's actions expose an ugly truth. The British media landscape has long been a breeding ground for sensationalism. The recent attacks on Prince Harry's commitment to Sentebale are a prime example of this toxic dynamic. They use it as an opportunity to paint him as uncaring and disloyal. This is a classic case of twisting the narrative to fit a predetermined agenda. Prince Harry's recent resignation from Sentebale, a charity he co-founded in 2006, has sparked outrage. This outrage is not because of the resignation itself. Instead, it's fueled by the distorted narrative surrounding it. Piers Morgan, never one to miss an opportunity to criticise the Sussexes, has been particularly vocal. He accuses Harry of abandoning a cause he claims to care about. Morgan's accusations are not only hurtful, but also completely baseless. Harry co-founded Sentebale with Prince Seeiso of Lesotho. Sentebale provides vital support for young people affected by HIV in Lesotho and Botswana. Harry's commitment to this cause has been unwavering. His decision to step down from the board was made after careful consideration and in consultation with all involved. Furthermore, Harry's resignation does not signify the end of his involvement with Sentebale. He remains a passionate advocate for the charity's mission. To suggest otherwise is not only misleading, but also deeply disrespectful to the years of dedicated service Harry has given to Sentebale. Prince Harry's commitment to service and philanthropy is deeply rooted. It stems from his upbringing and his personal experiences. From a young age, he witnessed his mother, Princess Diana, dedicating herself to various charitable causes. This instilled in him a strong sense of social responsibility. Harry's military service further solidified his dedication to serving others. He served 2 tours in Afghanistan. These experiences exposed him to the harsh realities faced by many around the world. His commitment to Sentebale is just one example of Harry's unwavering dedication to making a positive impact. He has consistently used his platform to raise awareness about HIV/AIDS. Beyond Sentebale, Harry has been involved in numerous other charitable endeavours. He is a vocal advocate for mental health awareness. His dedication to these causes is not a PR stunt, but a testament to his character. Piers Morgan's attacks on Prince Harry are not isolated incidents. They are part of a long-standing pattern of vitriol and double standards that has come to define his career. Morgan has built a reputation for himself as a provocateur. He thrives on controversy and often resorts to personal attacks to generate headlines. His treatment of Harry and Meghan has been particularly egregious, often crossing the line into harassment and bullying. Morgan has consistently targeted Meghan, subjecting her to relentless criticism and misogynoir. He has questioned her motives, her character, and even her mental health. He has mocked her experiences with racism and sexism. His attacks are not only unfounded, but also deeply harmful. They contribute to a culture of hostility and abuse towards women in the public eye. The hypocrisy in Morgan's attacks is astounding. This is a man who has been accused of phone hacking and other journalistic misconduct. Yet he feels entitled to sit on his moral high horse and judge the actions of others. Morgan's vendetta against Harry and Meghan is not about holding them accountable, but about tearing them down. While Piers Morgan and his ilk continue to spread their toxic narrative about Harry and Meghan, many voices of reason are challenging their distortions. Prominent figures from various fields have spoken out against the relentless attacks, calling out the hypocrisy and double standards at play. Paula Rowan Adrian, a respected British broadcaster, has been a vocal critic of the British media's treatment of Meghan. She has condemned the racist and sexist undertones of much of the coverage. Rowan Adrian's voice is just one example of the growing chorus of support for Harry and Meghan. These voices of support recognise the importance of Harry and Meghan's work. They see through the manufactured scandals and the attempts to discredit their characters. The relentless attacks on Harry and Meghan by Piers Morgan and certain segments of the British media are not just about personal vendettas. They are symptomatic of a deeper societal issue. They expose the entrenched power structures and prejudices that still hold sway in British society. Harry and Meghan's decision to step back from their roles as senior royals was a direct challenge to the established order. It threatened the power dynamics within the monarchy. It disrupted the cosy relationship between the palace and the press. Their departure exposed the underbelly of an institution grappling with its own relevance in the 21st century. Furthermore, Meghan's biracial identity and her outspokenness on issues like race and gender equality have made her a target for those uncomfortable with change. Her presence within the royal family challenged the image of a homogeneous institution. The British media, particularly the tabloid press, has played a key role in perpetuating these harmful narratives. They have profited from sensationalized stories. Their coverage of Harry and Meghan has been particularly egregious. Despite the relentless attacks and the constant scrutiny, Harry and Meghan have remained steadfast in their commitment to their values and their vision for a better world. They have refused to be silenced or bullied into submission. They have chosen to use their platform to speak truth to power. They have chosen to amplify the voices of the marginalized and the oppressed. Their decision to step back from their roles as senior royals was not an act of cowardice, but an act of courage. It was a recognition that they could make a greater impact outside the confines of the institution. Their work since stepping down has been a testament to their unwavering dedication to making a difference. They have launched their own charitable foundation, Archewell. Through Archewell, they are supporting a wide range of causes. Harry and Meghan's legacy will be remembered for their courage, compassion and commitment to building a more just and equitable world. The Sussexes remain on the right side of history. And as long as the media continues its smear campaign, we'll be right here, pushing back against the lies, the hypocrisy and the desperate attempts to erase their legacy. That's all for today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more updates.